No, because yesterday it was like almost 80 degrees over here, and now it's dropped back down to like 50. And it's like, again, it's like, it's hot, it's cold, it's hot, it's cold.
Yeah, we're doing that here too. But what's crazy is right now it says it's fucking 87 degrees outside. It's like there's no fucking way because I am fucking freezing. We're turning the thermostat down way too low at night, getting up into this freezing ass Ice Crystal's house. It's fucking absurd, dude. Like I am like shivering right now.
Yeah.
But then again, I am like medicated too, which is like really starting to kick in. And
yeah, you don't know which are you cold or are you manic again?
It's a combination of the
right. Oh my goodness.
Good morning, everyone. It is April 21st, 2020.
I can't believe that. What happened?
It was the day after the deadly Easter.
Well, I killed the Pope.
It killed the Pope, man. It's like, holy crap. Surely people are running around. That's biblical, right? Like, here. No, really, let's not. Oh my gosh.
Exactly.
It was a very fucking weird Easter for us. We went out to my mom's for a crawfish boil. It's the first kind of family gathering since my brother passed away. It's just weird. But anyway.
Well, because I think it's going to be weird regardless.
Well, yeah, it's always weird, but it was weird not having another black sheep.
Right. Yeah.
It's like, you gotta.
Always, yeah. Yeah. Holidays after someone passes is always weird.
And now with him being gone, it's like all eyes on me, buddy.
Right. Oh no.
Yeah. No. it was bad enough before. Now it's like, fuck.
Now it's super awkward. But did you eat well though? Did you eat well?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
That's good.
It's one thing them Cajuns are good for.
Right.
They know how to feed people and feed you. So there was that.
Even if they don't like you, they go, you better be eating. You better be eating.
True story, man. They will fucking cuss you out, fix you a fucking plate. You ain't got no clothes. They gonna clothe you while they kick your ass. It's just how it goes.
Fuck you. Now eat. Now go eat.
Yeah, right? It's the rules of the bayou. Just how we do.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. You ready for this shit?
Absolutely not. But hit it.
Trigger warning, fuck you.
And fuck you.
That clip always cracks me up. It's always a mood. Oh my god. So who's awake in the chat today? Oh my god.
Joseph and Lou.
Hello, Joseph. Hello, Lou. Yeah, it's like I had to remember. It's like, wait, we just did a Friday show, right? Today's Monday. It's like it's like these schedules, man. And yes, I see you, our beautiful eyeball people watching us from regions beyond. Yes, we're keeping an eye on you. Actually, you're more like keeping an eye on us. Because God knows you can't leave us alone for a second. Oh my god. Yeah, so as you were telling me about,
we require constant adult supervision.
We really do, because Nina had to explain something to me right now.
That this is not a sex toy. Oh my god.
Okay. I completely blame you for my inability to not be able to tell these things anymore. Right?
You blame me. Dude. I'm still trying to decide if you bring out the best or worst in me.
I know, really.
Right. But seriously, okay, so this is a fidget toy that is
Right.
designed for stimming, but
Right.
they make different kinds. You know, you got your
Right,
your
yeah.
fidget spinners, you got your
Although
textile chewers,
you don't see
and stuff
fidget
like that.
spinners anymore, right?
This is a pain stimmer for
Hey.
people who like pick or bite around the
Oh,
edges of their skin, or like
right.
like this,
Yeah.
and they're you know,
Yeah.
and so far it has been fucking amazing. Like
Right.
I'm digging this shit, but you got to be careful because it will make your hands raw.
Oh no.
It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
I do have to like tell myself, okay, it's been 3 minutes, put it
Right.
down.
Oh
Put it
no.
down, because if
So
you
it's
touch
old.
something salty, you're gonna cry.
Ah. Gee, I feel like potato chips right now.
But yeah, that we Jaden found these on Etsy, and she's like,
Oh,
I
okay.
wonder. And
Oh,
so
so
she
somebody made them?
bought us some. Yeah, they're actually 3D printed, and
Mhm.
mine is like hard extra spikes. Hers is kind of more bumpy.
Oh, so it's kind of like more
than
massagey
spiky.
than right.
Yeah, and yeah,
Right.
I'm digging it so far. But no, you do not stick this anywhere, Daphne.
Not for internal use.
No, this is external use only. Although
Look,
it might make an interesting back massage. But what's really cool
Right.
is, check it. They give you a stash tray.
Oh, so you could put I don't know.
I guess lube if you're weird, but
Right.
whatever.
No, you don't want to do that.
No,
You don't do that.
it's like it's my I thought it'd be kind of cool for because then
Right.
it's not big enough
Money
to
in
hold
there.
yeah, a little bit of money, maybe your daily dose of pills, whatever.
Right, vitamins.
Maybe some weed.
Extra
I mean,
key.
just- I don't know. It won't fit a key.
Won't fit a key? Really?
But yeah, but the rest of it, you can roll it up. And put
Looks
it
like
down in
it
there.
should, but I don't know. But then again, keys are an awkward shape, so really?
Well, you know what? It might. I can
Yeah.
almost get to. Look at that. I can almost get to.
We're
Well,
never gonna get monetized at this rate. Oh wait, we are monetized. We're just gonna
We
keep
are. We
getting
just never get money
demonetized.
for it.
Yeah, we're
They
never
just
gonna get money
monetize
for
one
this.
video at a time.
We're never gonna see any money from this. Oh my god. So hello everyone. My name is Daphne Lage, and I'm a cartoonist, illustrator, and comic book artist from New York. I have been still publishing comics since 1992, and you know what that means.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
Yeah, it's been like that. And I am known for the furry fantasy adventure Tall Tales and my medieval fantasy drama Eagle Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn, which is on Kickstarter right now. And I keep forgetting to put the link in the chat. However, the link
It's
is
in
in the show notes. So we still have, I think, like 25 days to go on the campaign. Thank you so much, everybody who's pledged to the campaign so far. This is for issue 10 of this 16-issue series. Yeah, so it's on Kickstarter right now. And yeah, we're very close to unlocking the first stretch goal. But let me just continue this intro before it goes on forever. Oh my goodness. In the meantime, you can read both my comics online at eagleworks.com, EGOWORKS, and Tall Tales, TAILS online.com. And you can check out all my videos on how I make my comics here on YouTube at my channel at Daphne Lage, LAGER, which I also simulcast through the Indie Comics Network. And to tell you more about it is Nita.
Oh my God.
What?
Fuck Nita, look at this. Look who's back.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Welcome back.
We can't help ourselves, Jake. You know we can't help ourselves.
It's Daphne's fault this morning. She turned my innocence into like something perverted.
No, it was no.
It's your fault. Good morning, Rob. Anyway, my name is Nita Lanning, and I have the YouTube channel or whatever, the Google account that runs the YouTube channel that is the Indie Comics Network, where me and my friends like stream about comics and stuff.
And stuff. Yeah, and fidget toys. We do fidget toy reviews. Oh my goodness. So yeah, so like I said, Eagle Raven, Air the First Unicorn issue 10 is on Kickstarter right now. And now that I have the campaign open, I would like to thank the 92 backers who have currently raised $2,511 on the campaign so far. 25
Nice.
days to go. We are under we are just under $1,000 to unlock the first stretch goal. Where is it? Where is it? You see it? The first stretch goal, which is a postcard of Eagle Raven cosplaying as, oh, now I got it right, Chappelle Roan, not a Chappelle,
Chapel.
Roan, Chapel Roan. If she had wanted me to say her name is Chapel Roan, she shouldn't have spelled it Chappelle. That's all. That's all I can say. So at $3,500, we unlock the Eagle Raven Pink Unicorn Club cosplay postcard, and then at 4,000 we unlock the glitter sticker, which I really want to make this glitter sticker. So thank you everybody so far who has pledged to the campaign. And if you haven't pledged so far, yes, F your couch. Especially with Nita's fidget toy. Yeah, so so thank you everybody for that. Also, thank you everybody.
Oh no.
Thank you
Is it
everybody.
good?
For
Oh yes, holy shit.
helping us with the Tenchi Muyo Omnibus Collection. 258 backers has raised $28,520. I have never been associated with a campaign that has raised this much money. For those of you who don't know, back in the 90s, me, JD, and our friend Matthew Lunsford, we worked with Pioneer to create this is not an adaptation of Tenchi Muyo. This is an original story that it was one of the first ones that was done for an existing anime IP at the time. Well, Pioneer, the publishing company doesn't exist anymore. However, Armature Entertainment was able to get the rights for the series, and they are collecting it for the first time in a trade paperback. We never got to see a trade paperback. So it's like so I did the lettering on the series. JD, of course, did the writing. Matthew did the artwork, and thank you so much, everybody, for we are over halfway to goal with this campaign.
Sweet.
And we are hoping, well, the idea is that depending on how much money this campaign makes, Jose and Matthew might be doing another series.
Oh, that would be epic.
Would be doing another series for Tenchi. So thank you so much everybody for that. However,
you get to be a baller and shot caller.
Right, yeah, I know. And it's like, the thing is though, the funny thing is though, like I said, I have never been personally associated with a campaign that has made this much money so far. I mean, like, I swear to God, on the first day we were watching the campaign like it was the NASDAQ ticker.
Oh my gosh.
Because it's like I said, it's like depending on how this campaign right now, our goal is just to get it to goal.
Right.
So that's the most important thing right now. But depending on how the campaign does, I mean, it's like it's going to open up a lot of options for everybody involved with this project. So if you're a fan of Tenchi Muyo, and you want to see more of it, this is the campaign to do it. So thank you so much everybody for that. So I think the link is also in the show notes as well for that.
If it's not, it will be.
Right. Okay. But yeah, you can just type in Tenchi on Kickstarter and you can find the campaign. The only thing though is that I swear to God, it's like the campaign, watching these campaign, like watching Tenchi and then watching my own at the same time, it's kind of a mind fuck. Because it's like, it's like, look, I'm very excited that the Tenchi campaign is doing really, really well. I mean, so like I said, our goal is to get it to goal, right? But then I go back to my account, to my campaign, and I can't help but feel like this.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, the whole shit's giving me a complex, but and I'm pretty sure this is how most people feel whenever they see like an IP campaign or a not safe for work campaign just pretty much make that trajectory, while they're kind of like here in the 75% of Kickstarter that's not
right.
That's just
people
like,
need to get over that. Stop
Yeah.
watching other people's monies.
Right, exactly. It's like, but
Fucking stop.
So there was this video that I watched yesterday, and of course I completely
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I was watching this. Stop. Yeah, exactly. Stop pocket watching, right?
Right.
And I was watching this video. Now this guy's a fine artist, though, so he sells actual painting. Well, that's true too, Rob. I mean, it's like, you see, this is the thing, Rob. I mean, it's like logically I know all this, but my lizard brain has to be lizard braining. That's the problem, right? So this guy, he's a fine artist. We're talking about, he exhibits his stuff at what was it, Art Basel, Miami, or wherever, and he was talking about a mathematical equation that is the equivalent of the 80-20 rule. Right. Except this one is a very specific formula that was created by a civil engineer. Who
hold on, let me smoke some weed before.
Oh no.
You make my head hurt.
Oh no. I forgot the name of it, of the equation, right? But pretty, like I said, it's very similar to the 80-20 rule, where he was talking about that when you have an environment where everybody is competing with the same thing, like in his case it would be like fine art, right? But in like our case it's comics, right? A very small percentage is going to be making is going to be making the equivalent of half the total of what that environment makes. So in the example that he was giving, right? So if you had 1,000 artists at in an art gallery, or at an exhibit like Art Basel, and what the equation states is that if $100,000 is made in total at this exhibit, 90% of the people at the exhibit will be making exactly half, will be making $50,000, 90%, while the last 10% is going to make the other 50.
Right.
And from artist 1 to artist 90, the difference in how much they raise is about the same thing. It is very similar, because it's like, it's not like the trajectory, it like climbs up until it hits that top 10%. What it is that it's actually flat lines until it hits that 90, that 10%, and then it shoots up, it spikes up. And when I saw this, it's like, this is what the guy was talking about for Kickstarter, right? No, exactly.
It applies.
It applies because I've been reading this, well, the other day, Jose told me about a newsletter that he got from this guy who's literally collecting data as to the difference between how much money Not Safe for Work books make on Kickstarter as to the rest of us, right? So in 5 months worth of data, Not Safe for Work actually makes up 16% of comics Kickstarter, but makes up 50% of the money raised. Right. So you have like that the data, right? So you have that right there, establishing that a very small percentage of people are going to be making a bulk of the money, or at least half the money than the rest of us. And I know for a fact, because when I originally did this, I kind of suspected that it's like, okay, Brian Pulido was making most of that money if you just narrowed it down into that section. So using this formula, right, on the 16%, which requires me to find like the square root and shit, and this is why I just Googled it. Out of the 16% of the Not Safe for Work campaigns that are making that, like half the money on comics Kickstarter, only 0.4% is making 50% of that. So even in that 16%, there's a hierarchy of the Not Safe for Work creators that are making a bulk of that money. So I'm not kidding when I say that it's like everyone else is just, it goes to like 4 or 5, creators. Most of that money is going to 4 or 5 creators.
Most of them you watch struggle get to 5.
Yeah,
and it's with amazing fucking art, like no shit.
Right, exactly.
Like, I fucking shared beautiful books that can't even hit 5K.
Everybody else is
just an ass all over the shit. Fucking
yeah.
Going at it.
5K.
Yeah, so like I get I get so tired of that. Just throw some titties on it. No, that's not it.
No, you see, and that's kind of right. And that's the point too, because it's like, we're always here. Oh, just do a TNA book, just put a pretty face on the cover and blah, blah, blah. Just put a pair of boobs. And it's like, that's kind of not what actually makes the money, because that money is going to go mostly to like the top, well, the 0.4% of that 16%, while everybody else is fighting for scraps, where they're essentially just making the same amount, just slightly better than the rest of us.
Right.
And the thing is, so the guy was talking about, so it's like, okay, so knowing this, right? So knowing this, how do you get into, in his example's case, that top 10%? So if everybody, so he says that there's 2 formulas. Again, it gets split up into 2 things that an artist can do. Now, remember, he's talking about fine artists, but this can be applied to comics. There's only 2 things that you can do to improve your lot, to make, to push you into that 10 percentile. There's only 2 things. So when you're talking about people are walking these galleries, right? Everything being equal, right? Yeah. It's like everything being equal. It's like everybody loves your work, but nobody will spend money on it, right? We hear that all the time, even at conventions. I love your work. I love what's on the table, but I'm going to take a look around first. And then they never come back.
I'm going to go pay to sit with the hobbits.
Right. Yeah.
I'm going to Isengard.
Yeah, you're right. It's like, it's like they love your stuff, but not enough to buy it. Right.
Right.
So there's only 2 things that you can do according to this guy. Right. So he says the first thing that you can do is when all things are created equal and people are seeing that, what, all the artwork's nice and I like all of it, the deciding factor becomes price. That it's like, if somebody is seeing all this stuff that they like, but they can only pick up one thing, the thing that usually pushes them into a decision to buy is price. And in this example that he was giving, it's the price is, the person offering the lowest price is going to get the sale. like I said, this is in fine art, though. This is
Okay,
fine art.
because I was
You know,
about to say
all
the
thi-
price
yeah, I
point's
know.
usually higher on titty comics.
Well, right, yeah, exactly. You know, but the thing is, that also we're talking about a very, very specific niche, though.
Right.
You know,
right.
I think it was Jake that said that it's like, yeah, it's just fighting niches or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So that audience is always going to be there regardless, right? But if you're talking about everybody else, right? So
Right.
you can either offer the lowest price, which on a certain, you know, like for what we're doing, sometimes that's not always the case. But how many times have we had people come over, you know, and ask, you know, it's like, do you have something for free? You know, do you have something that's $1? Do you have something under, you know, in their budget? Right? Like they want your stuff, but they don't want to really commit financially to it. Right? The only other thing that you can do to get into that 10 percentile, because nobody wants to be the Walmart of art, essentially,
Right.
is that he says that your book has to, well, that your paintings have to be so skilled that you have to up your skill game. That's usually so people are going to judge your work by price or by skill level. Like I said, this is for fine art.
Right.
You know, and then he spends the rest of the video talking about, it's like, you can, you know, like how to up your art game, you know, like really, like, you know, getting your fundamentals down and this, that, and the other thing and whatnot. Right. So how do we apply this to comics? Right. So
Get good.
You have to get good, you know, because in the end, it's like, that's where it's like, look, I've been saying this for a long time. It's that's where the longevity is. You know,
Right.
it's like putting a pair of tits on a cover has no longevity, because if you have nothing else to back that up, that audience is incredibly fickle.
Right.
Right? So it's like so for us, it's like, okay, what's your storytelling? What's your storytelling like? You know, what's the quality of your interiors like? I mean, what's funny is that
Right.
this is what the guy who is crunching the numbers for comics for Kickstarter, that's what he says. He keeps saying, it's like, look, I have nothing against not safe for work books. What I do have beef with are the books that people just slap together, cynically slap together, put that pair of tits on the cover just to make a quick buck on Kickstarter.
Right.
You know, so you know, and the thing is, though, when you look at the top percentile of of that percentile, right? Who's in that 0.4%? Probably, well, Polito's not even there anymore, and that money is still just funneling up to
Still there.
very
Now it's Dan Mendoza's dollars.
right. It's like, you know, Dan Mendoza, who's been, I mean, it's like, Jesus Christ. I think that he's been doing Zombie Tramp for almost as long as Polito has been doing Lady Death. I mean, I can't remember like not seeing this book.
Same.
You know? And then it's like, what? You have Common America and probably, you know, and some other books too, you know, it's like, what's his name? Well, I think like Kalamia also gets a bulk of that money, and then
Right.
The guy from Cheeky Comics, I forgot his name.
Fuck.
Yeah, he's the other
them.
guy. He's the other guy.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, you know, so what are they known? It's like, yeah, they're known for doing their adult work, but there's kind of a story. Pat Shan, thank you, Rob. I knew I could count on you for that one. Yeah, Pat Shan. You know, but there's usually kind of like a story that goes with it, you know, and it's like in characters that people know, you know, so it's like, so in the end, I think it's very stupid for me to go to watch the Tenchi campaign and go, oh, what's wrong with me? And it's like, bitch, you don't have an IP that had like an animated series in the 90s.
Right.
You know, you don't have, you know, it's like, you know, it's apples and oranges, right? But also, I think what it also really reinforced for me is audience. It's the audience stupid. You know, it's like, so yesterday on Jose's show, Randy had asked a really good question that I think also kind of like really clarified a lot for me. He goes, if you had an unlimited budget, how differently would you market your book? Right? And what was really funny was that like Holly Rosin was on the show, and she's the first thing out of her mouth, she says, I would hire other people to do the marketing for me. Right.
Mm.
And I go, it's like, you know what? It's like, I was just laughing because it's like, you know what? Exactly. You know, because it's like there comes a point where our personal efforts aren't enough to break through. You know, and it's like, and if you did have like, if all of a sudden I did have an unlimited budget, you know, it's like, yeah, my first thing was it would be to hire a marketing team, people whose jobs
Right.
it is to get shit in front of people's eyeballs that have, you know, they're like experts at this. You know,
Right.
but the thing is, though, we're talking about mad money here. We're not talking about throwing
Oh yeah, no, you're
$2,000.
talking thousands and
Right.
thousands of dollars.
You know, $2,000 at a company that doesn't do anything for you. You know, and your Kickstarter still doesn't fund. You know, we're
Right.
talking about the thing that keeps us that keeps us from achieving the goals that we really want for our books is money. Lots and lots of money.
Right.
Short of having a recognizable IP, it's money. You know, it's money that gets you in front of the audience. You know, I mean, someone else. I think the problem you face with in comparing lie and instinct before logic, you generally have to tackle insecurity backwards by addressing what bugs you. Yeah, exactly.
Word.
So I gotta be stupid first. I gotta get the stupid idea out first. You know, I gotta think like this first, and then backward engineer. It's like, okay, what's really the issue?
I didn't
here?
even see that.
What?
I didn't see it in the folder. Oh, great.
Oh, right. Oh, you know, because it's like then someone else said the first thing that they would do is that they would make an animated miniseries. Like, and in the end, when we talk about manga and the fact that Tenchi, now mind you, it's like it's already raised over, you know, at $28,000 just on word of mouth alone. As far as I know, these guys haven't done any advertising yet. They're supposed to, but they haven't done any like Facebook ads or anything yet.
Right.
You know, so this is just word of mouth alone. Right. So, and how does something like an IP, because Tenchi had to start off as a nobody IP, you know, first, right? It's like they had a cartoon, they had manga, and they kind of intersect with each other. You know, and then that's what creates the attention. That's why it's like whenever a new anime comes out, the manga sales shoot through the roof because it's that cross pollination. So us schmucks on the bottom rung of Kickstarter, we don't have that capital, that type of capital, you know. So what was my point? It kind of like realizing that it's like, you know what? I think that there's a lot of stress that I put on myself for how my campaigns do, that really there comes a point where I have no control over that. Because what I would need to do in order to push, you know, my book into kind of like to a larger audience requires capital that I don't have as an individual. You know, and what's funny is that that's also the thing why, you know, like looking for a publisher, you know, is, you know, like, because when publishers stop, you know, like they still depend on you to promote your book, that's why publishers are useless. Because it's like, look, you're the bastards with the capital to push my book forward, but you still want me to do all the work with my own effort and not put so it's like it's not going to work.
That's because all these garage publishers just want to slap their name on your book and go.
Right, yeah.
That's all it is. And
yeah,
you're supposed to be grateful for their name and clout.
Right, which they don't have, or else your book would be doing better. Right. Because like if they really had clout, then they would be promoting your book.
Exactly.
So it's kind of like, this kind of like this weird this whole like weird thing that I was kind of like going through. It's like right now it's like, look, the cartoon's a joke. It's like I don't. Eagle Raven is doing exactly.
You okay now, Daphne? You okay?
It's like Eagle Raven is doing exactly the way Eagle Raven's always done. It's like she's fine. Would I like her to do, better? Like the campaign is better? Yes, absolutely. But I know that there comes a point where I just have to accept the fact that no matter how much marketing I try to do myself, no matter how many books I read on marketing, on how to do sales and this, that, and the other thing, there's only so much I can do without really, really jobbing the shit out of out of everything. I mean, it's like a lot of these campaigns, a lot of these high level campaigns, they make a lot of money because they have like $300, $400, $500 levels.
Right.
I mean, it's like they're selling original artwork for $1,000, right? It really has, or it's like they have like a shit ton of tchotchkes in the in the add-ons that it's like that really have nothing to do with the book itself. Right. It's like, because it's like, trust me, it's like if it wasn't for the fact, like, honestly, if Polito could only sell one book and none of his collectible covers, he would I mean, he'd still be doing better than us because of the recognizable because of the recognizable IP, but he wouldn't be raising the type of money that he's making without all the variant covers and the collectibles and right. No, well, but it's like, hey, look, it's like, it's both, right? So there's a limit to what we can do personally. Remember, people are kind of judging us, like trying to create an industrial result from individual effort. Right. So that was kind of like the weird thing that I was kind of in because of this campaign. And it's like, it's like, look, two different audiences. And that's also the thing too. Eagle Raven and Tenchi are two different audiences. It's like, I can't be comparing the two, but that's the stupid shit that we do. Right. I mean,
well, sure.
Yeah. Also, speaking of Bob, I don't know if this is exactly what Jake was referring to, but House of Bob. So now that I'm kind of like in between campaigns, it's like, Eagle Raven, is running. I finished drawing issue 10, and I have like this kind of like this week and a half before May 1st to kind of like get all these other things done before I have to get going on issue 11. Right, because I don't want to spend another 3 months working on the next issue. So it's like I kind of like have to kind of clear my head, clear my workload, and then just so I have a commission that I have to finish, right? But this weekend, I decided to spend my time working on the next House of Bob sketchbook. And not only that, but also I was working on some various other things that I want to offer up on the campaign as well. And everyone's getting a sneak peek today of the House of Bob stuff that I've been working on this weekend. So this is the next book. This is going to be the next sketchbook of House of Bob. So it's going to be the CT's.
Oh my gosh.
Sketchbook. So it's done. I'm just tweaking it a bit, and then I can send it out to get a proof done. And then all the stuff you're seeing on the side here. So what I decided to do was take some of the color pieces and then alter them so that they could be stickers and prints.
Nice.
and matching. So especially that you can see with the sheep one, thinking of Max, always thinking of Max
Right.
with that sheep one, right? So the idea is to offer up 4x6 prints. They're double-sided, so you have the clean version on the front and you have the nude version on the back. So you have like the variant on the back.
Right.
And then there's going to be a corresponding sticker that goes with it. So as you can see, so if you get like the sheep print, yeah. Yeah, I really like the way that one came out. So like if you get so it's like, yeah, so I haven't decided yet whether I should just offer them up as sets. So the other 3 stickers are going to have their own prints. So whether I should offer up the stickers separately from the prints, or offer up the print and the sticker as sets. So and then probably do a complete set where it's like you get all 4 stickers and all 4 prints. Now, here's also the thing too. I also have trading card size versions of these prints as well. So I don't know if I should offer like every single thing, or just like, I think like maybe the 4, like save the trading card for when I have more of them and then offer that up as its own set. But this is what I have kind of like going so far that I've worked on this weekend. So what do you think? What are your thoughts on that? What are your thoughts?
I think you should do a print as a stretch goal, a print as a stretch goal, print as a stretch goal, print as a stretch goal.
Oh, really?
And then sticker pack.
Oh, so not even offer them as add-ons, just offer them as stretch goals.
Right.
Because
once the stretch goals have been reached and the backers get them because of the stretch goals, then you can add them into the add-ons.
Oh, okay. But wouldn't that be kind of weird? Well, because it's
I just meant for like the following backer, like you don't do the extended.
No, I don't. No.
Okay, well then never mind. Because I was gonna say for like after the Kickstarter was run,
right? Yeah, so it's like, so these are the 4 stickers that I was able to get together so far, and then I have the 4 corresponding prints. Because it's like, I don't know, like I've been kind of, I don't know, wishy-washy with stretch goals for a bit. And it's like, and I kind of wonder what
they are weird. Like,
yeah,
it's hard to tell if they even matter anymore.
Yeah, like I'm kind of wondering if it's like I would just offer up the sets, like what would a print and a sticker, like to have the print and the sticker together, like what do you think a set like that would go for? Like $7
in this economy?
$10 for the print and the sticker. I mean, really? That okay?
Yeah. So that think about it. Prints at what size print? You know,
4x7,
4x6. Yeah, $7-10.
Right, and the stickers,
considering that price of the average sticker right now could be up to $4.
Well, right, because
and you're sending them porn on the other side. Yeah, man, fuck yeah, $10.
that should do, right? Yeah, because the stickers are going to be 4 inches tall. So so it's like I
think $10 is reasonable.
Yes, for and then it's like they get to choose, and then maybe offer up I would think for $10 plus fans would be more than willing. Right? Okay, yeah, because $8.99.
That's what I'm saying with the not safe for work, especially on the reverse jacket up. Yeah, like I would say $7-8 safe for work just to so that you get a decent.
Well, they're not separate.
Daphne,
yeah,
I mean.
Yeah,
right. No, they're not. But the flip side's it's still it does not matter. The jack material's on the back. Like fucking no, $10.
Right. $8.99
final offer.
It's sold.
Rob's like
$16.99.
Jake down here lowballing.
$6.60. Oh my god! It's the price of right. It's the price is right all of a sudden.
I think that $10 will get you a good ROI. So,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, you think because it's
Like,
like then
yeah.
it's like because that's
Well,
kind of like what I was thinking, like kind of like rethinking like my last House of Bob Kickstarter.
exactly.
Yeah, a stretch goal is likely more work and less money earned. Yeah, that's how I was kind of like, and not only that, but it's like honestly, like as much as I really like the way these came out for the Eagle Raven campaign. I considering how previous stretch goals have been going, like I will be surprised if we unlock both of these. Like I'm not really sure, but however, though, I could, it's like I will go back. Jake. Thank you, Jake, for doing the math for us. A very sexy pricing system. Yeah, but it's like even if I don't make it to gold to unlock those two things, I do like the idea of just offering up as a set. Of course, like this set would be less expensive, of course, because there's just a regular postcard on the back. We save all that other stuff for Viking Slut 2 coming way down low for way in the future, couple of years. But it's like, because also the thing is too, right? Because I figure like the postcard would be better than like going through the hassle of doing variant covers on the sketchbook. Like that was like the one thing that I was seeing, like one particular guy, like I said, he had like a set of like one sketch cover with 33 different variant covers on it. And it's like, that's too much. That's like just way too much going on. It's like I said, it's like I don't feel right taking advantage of people's addictions. you know? Um so it's like I thought that a postcard, a double-sided postcard would be a better option, you know? It's like they're still getting the image. They're getting the image that they want anyway, right? And then they get a sticker with it. So yeah, so I don't know. Like I've just been kind of like rethinking um the House of Bob campaign, what I did the last time, and then like what is it? Like the one thing that I saw that really worked well on House of Bob was when was doing like upgrading the digital
Right.
the digital images to traditional images, and people really like that because I guess because in the end it felt like they were really getting an original.
Right.
And and I'm kind of wondering, so I have like three types of originals on House of Bob. I have a pen and ink, I have the 5.5, 8.5 pen and ink, 5.5, 8.5 color, isn't it funny that stretch goals demand more work, but the markup rule aren't applied the same logic as it accounts for extra labor and resources. Yeah, you see, that's kind of that's the funny thing too,
Right.
that it's. And so when I saw that stretch goals weren't really doing anything, it's like, maybe it's just better for me. Yeah, maybe it is just better. Like people won't spend more to get a stretch goal, but they'll spend more to get the actual thing.
Every now and then you'll see them do that, make that jump
Right.
to get that stretch goal. Like we saw that with the twice in an Eco Raven campaign, once with the metal bookmark and then once
Right.
with the trucker sticker.
True. Yeah.
Like people went up and like the backer count did go up, but it wasn't
Right.
as significant as the already
Right.
backers increasing
Right.
their pledges.
Yeah. I mean, stretch goals worked really differently on the Viking Slut campaign too, but I'm not counting that. That's the
No,
outlier. That's the outlier. So I don't want
right.
to count any real data from that. So yeah, so like I said, I on House of Bob, the pen and ink, the small pen and ink, the small color, traditional color, and then the large traditional color. And at first, it's like I'm just kind of wondering, like should I just get rid of the pen and ink and just only offer up the color? Or do you think like pen and ink is like, it's kind of, I guess, like going back to what the guy said, that it's like you can get them with a least expensive option. And the pen and ink is the least expensive option if they want original artwork. Or do you think that they would like, if not given the option, that they would get the small color piece?
I don't know, man. That's a tough one, especially when it comes to pinup.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Right. Just a different target demographic. Yeah. No. Absolutely. I do. Yeah. It's just that data doesn't.
Well, that's
really
high
apply.
and fancy, Rob.
Right.
That's why.
Not true. I use my metal covers and lenticular covers as a stretch goal add-on for 55 and 75.
Make it bang. Ballers.
Right. Yeah. You see, that's the thing. It's like lenticulars would be nice. Would
they are. They are fucking gorgeous.
It's just, yeah. I said, I don't know if I'm ready. I'm going to commit to that just yet. Because they are expensive to make. They are expensive to make.
Do it.
Also, I would need the company to be in the United States to do it.
This is true.
Yeah.
Yay.
Now, yeah. That's the problem, because it's like if I go to what's that Chinese company, Warcry, that I've never tried, and I'm definitely not going to try now with the tariffs. I mean, the committed. Yeah. I mean, it's like the final issue. I really do, want to go all out for the final issue, because honestly, it's like I would love to get a Zhang Brothers poster, like kind of like do a wraparound, a Zhang Brothers wraparound for the final issue. So it's like, so but that's like issue 16. That's still kind of like like 2 years down the road at the rate I'm going. So, so we got time. So I've been like really like, but you know what I really miss though? I really do miss the House of Bob show. Because I mean, those were the days. Yeah. Because it's like I really did think that show was kind of like part of the whole building up interest towards the campaigns, but because of the type of show that it was, it's too risky with YouTube now, and I don't, it's like, at least we found out the hard way on a channel. On a channel that wasn't this one, and it wasn't mine,
So they took it down.
Yeah.
No warnings. Yeah. Never had a strike.
Yeah.
Nothing. They were like, oh no.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Oh shit.
So yeah. So I really do miss that, doing a dedicated House of Bob show where I would just work on the artwork. Yeah. It's like, just working on the artwork on the air and talking to everybody and being able to talk about stuff that we can't really do on this side of YouTube. But it's I can reminisce. Oh my goodness. It's like, yeah, so that's what's been kind of like rattling in my head. I mean, it's like, I apologize if this all comes off as a repetition of what we talked about on Friday. But the thing is, that's kind of like what this show, if the vlogs or anything, is watch Daphne think out things in real time, walking backwards from stupid ideas.
Oh my gosh. Step back from that ledge.
Right. It's like you get to watch that in real time. And how I get to solve my issues with Nita and with everybody in the chat offering their advice. I mean, in the end, that's what the vlog is really. You get to hear me have panic attacks over the air. No, I'm not having panic attacks over here.
Yeah,
It's just
still early.
It's still early. Yeah, we're about like maybe
That's
next
a
week.
November, December thing.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but maybe next week when I have to start on issue 11, maybe we can get the panic attack out of the way then. Oh my goodness. So did you right, it's fun that for an hour you'd see in real time real artist problems. Yeah. There was something, especially watching like all these artists that I follow on YouTube spend a week, all of them having nervous breakdowns on their video,
Ugh.
and there's always this. There was one thing that one of them had said, that the British lady who's going to close down all her studios and just all she's going to do is concentrate on digital products and books. That's it, and some print on demand clothing. But that's how much she's going to constrict her business, and then like run it out of her garage instead of like having all these studios. The one thing that she had said, which I had heard on a previous video, someone else's video a while ago, is that the problem with when you're building your business online in front of an audience, where the building of the business is kind of part of your personality, is part of your brand, because everybody's watching you for that content.
Right.
The problem with that is that what she felt is the pressure to romanticize what she was doing, to always show how exciting everything is and how good everything
No,
is.
we never make that mistake.
And it's like, and what's funny is that, because at first I thought, when I first heard that, it's like, oh, romanticizing small business, right? Or romanticizing the creative process. I don't know. I didn't know how to like, I don't know, like it sounded like a dumb thing to say when I first heard it, because it's like, what are you romanticizing? You're just recording, you're just showing, your what's going on, right? But yeah, if you're not showing, the weird thoughts, if you're not showing the kind of like that existential dread, of whether you're doing the right thing, it's like, then it's like, yeah, maybe you are romanticizing it. It's like, you know what? Maybe that's what it is. Like, it's like these Artist Alley girls, right? Where it's like, there's this whole explosion of people trying to get into Artist Alleys because, ironically, by these girls talking about they're women, by these women talking about like how they work in Artist Alleys, and they make it sound so easy. Oh, I made $15,000 at this convention. I made $20,000 at this convention. It's like, oh, my first convention and I made six figures. It's like, what the fuck? When you're showing videos like that, yeah, you're giving an unrealistic, you're giving people unrealistic expectations for what's going on. And then what was funny is that because of those unrealistic expectations, Artist Alleys are almost impossible to get into. Because everybody is seeing it as the new side hustle. Now, I don't think that's going to be the case, as the longer we go with this whole tariff situation. But that's a wait and see kind of thing. But yeah, it's like, if I'm watching an artist and all I'm seeing is like, oh, how great it is and this, that, and the other thing, yeah, it makes me begin to think like, what am I doing wrong? Why are they doing all this stuff and everything is all sunshine and roses and they're making all this money and this, that, and the other thing? And then it's like, oh, that's because, one, they're lying.
Right?
It's like, one, they're lying,
I like mine raw.
Yeah. And two, it's like, yeah, they're not showing the moments where they're editing out all kind of like the shitty, embarrassing parts.
Right.
It's like, like they're editing out the parts where they're looking at another artist going, how come they seem to get their shit together? And you see, and this is the funny thing too.
And none of us have our shit together.
Exactly, because
None of
there are
us.
so many artists that I thought, oh snap, they have their shit together. Those people, they have their shit together.
We
Right?
watched them fall apart.
And then it's like, what? It's like there was this one artist that I thought was like had her shit together. She was like, you asked for sincerity and authenticity on this platform in this economy, but it's like, yeah, I thought she had her shit together, and it's like, and it turned out that she was like borderline homeless,
Right.
and it was just like, what the, and then it's like, I kind of kept seeing more and more of that. Every time I thought somebody had their shit together, yeah, they would have a nervous breakdown in public or something like that, and then we would realize that's like, oh snap, you were barely holding on. Again, this British woman, right? I thought she had her shit together. Nope, not at all.
Hey, that's kind of like the birth of our friendship.
It's like, yeah, it's like,
oh my God, she's
you
human.
have your shit together. No, you don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. Once Nina realizes at the end of pretty much every month I go through this phase, she's like, you hot mess. Oh, you normal, you mortal, or like the rest of us. But I mean, yeah, it's like, so that's kind of like that's so I guess in the end, that's the different thing that I offer, that we offer on this show, is that it's like, oh, it's the dirty laundry show. That it's like, you get to see me have anxiety attacks,
and sniffer socks,
right, and an existential crisis, in real time, while I'm trying to figure out how to, like, make changes to my next campaign. I mean, really, it's like, right, yeah, no, really,
well, nobody got time for that.
Yeah, if I can't be around you, then you're the hard work. Yeah, no, that's true. That is so true. Yeah. So it's like, so that's kind of like, yeah, and it's like, on one hand, it's like, oh, but my audience, they only see this one part. It's like, but what if I show them how flawed I am? Then maybe, and it's like, what? If they only want to see the good parts of you, if they're to support you, maybe they're not worth really having around, it's like, look, it's like, yeah, it's like Eagle Raven has, like, it averages around 150 backers, right. It's like, and I keep saying, oh, that's not a lot of people. And it's like, have you had 150 backers in your house?
Right.
Have you tried having 150 people in your house?
Where will they sit?
And it's like, and that's kind of like the funny thing. It's like, yes, Tenchi is making, X amount of money. And it's like, yeah, but it's like, that's a completely different thing. It's like, that has, I mean, it's like, yeah, was I involved in the original edition of the book? Yes, but it's like, but it's Tenchi. It's an anime. It has cartoons. It has manga. It had Pioneer behind it at one point.
Right.
It had, the only reason we didn't even do a second series with Pioneer for Tenchi was because the bitch that was middle managing our shit ran off with the budget money.
Oh my gosh.
That's the only reason we never got to continue it. And right. It's like the Pioneer was like going, she ran off with the money. That's our budget that was allotted to us, for the second series. So, but that's what it was, but in the end, though, Tenchi has nothing to do with Eagle Raven. Eagle Raven has nothing to do with anything Pat Shand is doing. It's like, Tenchi has nothing to do with Zombie Tramp. It's like, it's
right.
So the fact that
Oh,
we're crazy enough to compare the two, to compare them together. It's like that's insanity, you know? And we really should stop doing that. But that's not how we work. Again, the lizard brain be lizard braining. Ah, my goodness. So, any thoughts?
that
Any
lizard
final
brain
thoughts?
be scattering. All I can think about right now is my need to fucking obsessively clean.
Oh, again. Oh, so how's the cleaning done? How's the cleaning the last time? Did
Okay,
you
so
take
it
advantage
didn't.
of? Oh,
No, because we had to leave
oh,
to go take care of some stuff, and then with it being the holiday weekend and
right.
just bumming, I didn't get the shit done that I needed to do around the house, and so
Okay.
like I have only one, or I have two currently active campaigns I'm working on, which is
Right.
a very low number for me these days.
Right.
So I'm going to take advantage of that and try to throw shit together, because by this time next week, or by Friday of next week, I'll be dealing with like 6.
Wow.
So,
And the thing is,
yeah.
it doesn't sound like a lot, but juggling 6 campaigns at once is like,
Yeah. Like it's an
yeah,
all-day job, because you have to space things out. You have
right,
to go to the different platforms with the like one day it's like this one needs to be on Facebook, this one needs to go to Instagram, this one needs to
right,
go over to the X, which I want to leave so bad.
right,
Let's see, and then like, you know, the timing in between each platform, because if you run it too close, one doesn't get attention, and it's just
right,
it's some, when it gets big like that, it becomes a pain in the ass. But
right.
right now is a the house is symbolic queen. You're right. I can only hope that I have this level of energy still
Right,
next week.
right. Yeah, we'll find out.
I really want to, but I have a very particular client that needs it right now.
Uh,
So it's like, and we're
right,
doing well for engagement, but I just dump there. That's all I do. Like I
right,
go there, I make my post, and I'm gone. Like
right.
it's it. It's a place where I can post and not safe for work without fucking getting slapped, which Blue Sky is too, but I need to build that account some
Right,
more before I can
right.
let the other go.
True. That's
So
true.
follow me on Blue Sky, bitches.
There you go.
Tit, pussy, whatever you want to see, it's there. Yeah,
There.
it's there.
Oh my goodness. So thank you everybody in the chat for joining us today, with a special welcome back to Jake. Oh, we missed you. We've thought about
He's
you.
leaving again.
No,
He's
don't leave it. It's like
he's
the
leaving
groundhog.
again.
No, it's like it's like the groundhog. Except when Jake shows up and sees his shadow, we get like what, 37 weeks of something. I don't know. It's like, well, make sure that Nita, it's like, because I still owe you a care package. So yeah, give Nita your information so I can send you shit. So, something to remember us by while you're gone. Back to the mines. And yes, and I would like to also thank all of our beautiful eyeball people watching us from regions beyond. Thank you so much for listening. I hope we kept you company while you were working, because God knows somebody has to work around here. So, oh my goodness. Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, it's just
all the creators jumped and left for
right.
Blue Sky, and that's like why I can't just run right now, because the fans aren't exactly there yet.
Well, I'll definitely have a show on Wednesday, Jake. So, and you're
just
always
for you.
Just for you. So if you'd love to know more about my work, my campaigns, my upcoming stuff, everything else, you can head on over to my main portfolio site at egoworks.com, EGOWORKS, where you can find links to all of my galleries and social media sites. But I mostly post to Facebook if you're interested in seeing sketches and current work in progress updates. Jesus Christ, like that noise that Einstein makes keeps throwing me off. And you can catch me on YouTube for 600 plus videos videos on how I make my artwork and my semi-weekly art live streams that I will be doing Wednesday just for Jake, Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Eastern. It's 2 hours of me just working and hanging out with the chat, kind of like being at a convention, but you don't have to worry about whether you're blocking my table or not. And remember, you can also read Ego Raven, Air the First Unicorn for free, uploading every day, Monday through Friday. But if you prefer your fantasy to be more of a furry Lord of the Rings adventure, you can follow the link over to Tall Tales. That's TAILSonline.com, where you can read the first 20 issues of Tall Tales for free and catch up on the latest story arc, Tears in the Mother. But if you want an even easier way to read Ego Raven and Tall Tales, you can find them on Webtoon. Ego Raven updates every Tuesday and Tall Tales updates every Thursday. Both series are now currently uploading issue 5 right now. So Ego Raven issue 10 is on Kickstarter right now. And while you're there, check out Tenchi Muyo as well. Like I said, we're halfway to goal on that one. And on Ego Raven, I really would like to unlock the postcard and the glitter sticker for that campaign.
Oh, yeah.
So again, the links are in the show notes. And in the words of the ancients, eat your food, moisturize, mind your business, and do the work. Because when you actually do the work, you never have to fake any of your accomplishments. Thank you so much again, and we'll see you next time.
Later.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. And fuck you, I'm out.